How you doing, sir?
How are you doing?
Pretty good.
Good.
Vietnam, that is just a mystery to us. That 1 year he never would talk about.
My wife would tell you, I never said anything about Vietnam.
We didn't talk about it at home, and we certainly didn't talk about it in public.
One of the defining moments in our country's history, the Vietnam War, ended over 50 years ago. If we don't talk about it, what will happen to those stories?
We just never talked about it.
From the Vietnam Veterans Memorial Fund, founders of the Wall, we bring you echoes of the Vietnam War. Every 2 weeks, you'll hear personal stories from an era that continues to shape the American character. I'm your host, Michael Crone, bringing you interviews and narrative storytelling that connects the Vietnam era to the present day. Because it isn't just history, unless we stop talking about it.
I grew up thinking nobody wants to talk about Vietnam. I learned just the opposite.
That's the importance of storytelling and not forgetting, because we do learn from our history.
Listen and subscribe at vvnf.org/echoes or anywhere podcasts are heard.
In April 1981, a panel of 8 architects and sculptors gathered in an airplane hangar at Andrews Air Force Base outside Washington. They were there to choose a winning design for a Vietnam memorial for the nation's capital from more than 1,400 submissions. The memorial was the brainchild of a single stubborn veteran, a former rifleman named Jan Scruggs, who, after suffering a frightening flashback, told his wife he wanted to build a memorial to all the guys who served in Vietnam. It'll have the name of everyone killed. With other veterans, he established a non-profit organization, the Vietnam Veterans Memorial Fund, and went to work collecting money and making plans. In the end, some 650,000 Americans would contribute more than $8 million. The judges chose submission number 1026.
21-year-old Maya Ying Lin, an
architect student at Yale University, got the $20,000 prize. The winning design is comprised of 2 elongated triangles of black granite, inset into a hill, and inscribed with the names of the 57,692 men and women who died in the war. Lynn, whose parents immigrated from China in the 1940s to Ohio, thought she wouldn't win because her design was too strange and too strong.
I had a general idea that I wanted to describe a journey that would make you experience death, and where you had to be an observer, where you could never really fully be with the dead. It wasn't going to be something that was going to say it's all right, it's all over, because it's not.
Differences about the war colored people's feelings about the proposed design. Some who believed that the war had been unjust and immoral feared the monument was somehow meant to glorify it. Others feared its stark design failed to do justice to the cause for which Americans had fought. The writer Tom Wolfe dismissed it as a tribute to Jane Fonda. In an official vote of support for Maya Lin's design, the American Gold Star mothers spoke for many. Nowadays, they said, patriotism is a complicated matter, but perhaps that is why the V-shaped black granite lines merging gently with the sloping earth convey the only point about the war on which people may agree, that those who died should be remembered.
I take one the way. Hilton, where's it?
That did?
Yep.
How do you know that?
I was reading right here. That lady's real nice.
Mm-hmm.
And Joe moves too.
those families to come and attend this photos. Veterans added to the honor roll, and we give the family a chance.
There is a cross. If he was later found deceased, there will be a cross in the diamond. So you may see it as a cross in the diamond. So the other ones will be crosses in the diamond. You probably already seen it at the wall. You see that. So I was just letting you know. And the last thing I'll ask you is if you want to see a picture.
Yeah, I'd love to see a picture.
Make sure you take a look at the memory card here.
Yep, I see it.
192 men and women who died in the war. Lynn, whose parents immigrated from China in the 1940s to Ohio, thought she wouldn't win because of his
Experience that, and where you have to be an observer, where you can never really fully